Okay. All right, I think we're live now.
Okay.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys.
So today we are doing, of course, we're doing a live stream right now, and what we're going to be doing is we are actually. Let me get this camera a little bit tilted. We are actually. So what we're doing is we're going to Fanx this weekend, and what we got is we are going to be building animatronic tails. I know that you guys have been wanting to do an animatronic kind of live stream for a while. Of course, you know this guy. This is Harrison.
Hey,
you wise? You can show his face. Yep. This is Harrison, and of course we've been on a live stream together and stuff. He's been in some of my videos. We went to Fanx a couple of times, especially the recent one where I had Whip come along, and that was really fun. So what we're doing is we're going to be building some animatronic tails today, but Harrison's only going to be here for a short bit because he has to run right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And hopefully I'll be able to answer questions if you guys want. Of course, you got Whip in the background and stuff, just to show. So, yeah. So this is what we got done tonight. So, this is Harrison's tail.
Yep.
Actually. So we are going as this character right here. This is Marcus.
From Wayward Astronomer.
From Wayward Astronomer. He is I'm not going to tell you guys who he is because I want you guys to read the book yourself. Because I want to make sure, I want people to make sure they like the book. And it actually has an articulated jaw, so how cool is that? But only he can make it move. I can't make it move. I'm too big for it. Yep. There you go. Try saying something.
Hello there.
It's awesome. That's so cool. So that's his tail, but this is my tail that's coming together, and I'm actually going as Hal. And of course, hold on, this guy is actually operational now, so he can work. He's animatronic, so that's really cool. And yes, this is a tail, this is not a snake. This is going to be... It's because his tail's pretty unique. He's this, it's Dreamkeepers. What do you expect? Alright, so that's that. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started on this tail. So what we got to do tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do Marcus's 3 prongs. So he has these claws at the end of his tail. So we're actually getting ready for servos here. This is going to be an animatronic too. But it will go up and down instead. And this will be able to curve too. So it's going to be a pretty cool tail.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
So, and if you guys want to see, these are the designs I've made. So I always draw my animatronic sketches. And if you want, I can also show you my sketches I did for Whip, which is way in the beginning when I was doing these designs. And this is when I was designing Whip, and it looks really weird when I was first. But that's what you got to do. You got to make sure to do that. I know that Toffee is in the stream right now. He follows my amino. Toffee, if you could, do you think you can try to get Dare Dog on the stream? I'd like to see if she'd like to be a part of the stream. I don't know. This might be interesting to her. I put a link in the description for Dreamkeepers. Hopefully some. Watch that, but anyways, all right, see ya, man. I'm just gonna do this live stream. It'll be available to watch. All right, see ya, Harrison. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start on this. Ooh. All right. Okay, here we go. So, we're going to be building this tail tonight. And of course, I'm going to also be working on masking and taping his tail or such, or my tail actually, so the one I'm going to be doing for my stream. So hopefully you guys will be able to see me okay. Okay, let's see where to begin. So we're going to start with cutting this. So this is what I'm just going to be doing for the stream, just cutting a lot. Almost there. Perfect. Okay. So now we are going to bend this thing. Hold on. Hopefully you guys can see this all right. All right. Okay, so there's the camera. Hi, you guys. So I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to build his 3 prongs tonight. I guess call it a night. I'm actually wondering, or I'm trying to see if I can actually get David Lilly to be in one of my live streams. I know I was in one of his Twitch streams at one point, and that's when we were talking about my animatronic whip, which is right there, the guy right there. And I also have another animatronic on its way. I think I'll talk about him a little bit during this stream, but right now I'm going to work on him. So pretty long. So now it's going to go right around here. So the servo will be able to turn this whole section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to go ahead and mark this. So hopefully this will work. Hope this will work. I'm actually going to go ahead and start making the other 2. So. I believe this is live. Yeah, it's live. Just I'm not seeing anybody watching this, but I'm going to go ahead and work on this because I'm a little bit behind on tail building here. Okay, so we got someone in the stream. That's awesome. Hello, Thomas. How you doing? Of course, this is Thomas. He used to go to my old school. His channel is called FE Gaming, I think. And he's got a really cool channel. And of course, he was there when I was building Whip in my robotics class. That was a hard project, and he was definitely worth it at the end. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this. Try something here. I think I want you guys to be able to see this entirely, or the entire process of the tail, anyways, close up, so you don't really see my face. Sorry about the spinning. I'm just unscrewing this thing. There we go. So I'm going to put this on my smaller, tiny tripod. So you guys will be able to watch this thing easily. think it just came off, so yeah. Isn't that lovely? Well, isn't that lovely? Oh, crap. As I was screwing this on, it broke. So we're gonna have to use the tripod, I guess. Or, hang on a sec. I actually have a better idea here. I'm sorry about this. This is isn't the best when it comes to doing a live stream, but I really want you guys to watch this process. Okay, I think we're back online here. I'm sorry, I'm having tripod trouble. You guys want me to build this thing really badly. Okay, perfect. Ugh. There. Whew. All right. Now we're gonna get back to this stream here. Okay. Just know that I'm gonna be really quiet during this stream because I usually like to, especially when I animate and stuff, but I'm gonna really concentrate on building these 3 prongs. I know they're pretty durable, so should be good enough. They shouldn't get destroyed so easily. Perfect. Okay, I missed one here. Yeah, this is pretty strong, so yeah. It's definitely it's intense to put this thing on properly. Or cut it properly, that's what I meant. Okay. Any Dreamkeeper fans in the live stream, give a shout out. Speaking of Dreamkeepers, I have released the trailer for my short film, which is a Dreamkeeper short film, which I'm submitting for a fan film competition, or not a fan film competition, a fan art or fan fiction, anyways. And I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about it. I know for a fact that Harrison is in it, the guy who left a while ago. I'm actually just doing this on my own now. He had to go, so I'm doing this on my own. Like every tree stands on its own, underneath the sky stand alone. Yeah, I know. I know some people know what that movie is. It's actually Quest for Camelot, if anybody's wondering. It's not the best movie in the world, but it's alright. It's just alright. Not the best. anybody's watching, go ahead and leave your comment of what your favorite movie is. Just for fun, I'd like to know. Yeah, this thing's a little bit tough, so. Let's see here. So my plan is to wrap this thing around with masking tape. So once I do that, it should have the form. Should about have the form for it. Okay. So, what do we got here? Okay, we got 2 prongs. Well, they're not the best. They don't look very good right now, but once I have the, once I have that stuff, or the paper, or the tape, anyways, on there, it should be good. So let's see. Go ahead and look in the box. Yeah. Alright, I think this one will work a lot better because it's sturdy enough. So I'm going to use this block and I'm going to see if I can attach these to the block. This one to the side here, and then so that's what it's looking like. So I'm gonna get the third one built. I know when it comes to these kind of live streams, I usually just like to do these kind of live streams, and nobody usually likes to watch them, but I don't care. I just want to give you guys a chance to watch me build a animatronic here. Where's the Yeah, I mainly just use wood and stuff for building animatronics. I was actually talking to my engineering teacher the other day. His name is Mr. DeBurke, I believe. Hello. Mini stage solution. Hold on a sec. Me is Woof. Mini Stage Studios. Oh, you're a Rockafire Explosion fan, I see. Yeah. Well, this stream's for you then, because we're building animatronics tonight. If you can see right here, this is one of my animatronics, and his name's Whip, and he is a character from David and Liz Lilly's Dreamkeepers, which is a graphic novel saga. Now, I wouldn't say it's family-friendly. It's a family-friendly graphic novel, because the story can be pretty serious. David Lilly really wants to tell an engaging and meaningful story. And those stories usually, his angle, I think, or his perspective, he likes to really tell, or he really likes to tell the story in a different manner. So not family-friendly, very safe story. He wants to make it very, this is not Disney he's making. He is making, this is like, well, I actually, when I live streamed with him, he was telling me that the rating for Dreamkeepers was actually in between PG and R. R as in violence and sometimes some mature theming, and PG will be the lowest. So things in the prelude and stuff. The prelude is a separate comic which he makes. So that should be cool. Also, I think David Lilly is he's writing volume 5 right now. And if you guys want, you guys can go ahead and go on his Patreon, and you'll be able to read Volume 5 for if you contribute only $1 a month to his Patreon, you'll be able to read every week a new page from Volume 5. Now, I have no idea when Volume 5 is going to be out, but I have read it already. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm actually following his updates, so that's actually pretty fun. Well, I don't have a subscription to his Patreon right now, but my friend Harrison does, and he gives me the updates. One thing I did ask David Lilly when I was streaming with him was if the Dreamkeepers were furries, and his answer was actually it actually depends on who you ask. And it's usually he told me, yeah, they're furries because they resemble anthropomorphic creatures, but it's not in the theming a furry would think. So there's the furry lifestyle and the furry genre, and the story of Dreamkeepers is actually it's really unique. It's got some it's actually the Dreamkeepers are actually creatures. He wanted to make them unique because everything is kind of a, you know, there can be a uniqueness to a human story, but if you were to have a, you know, a lot of the movies like The Lion King and Brother Bear and all those films, they all have uniqueness in them because they're told by animal characters. So he wanted to make a novel involving some kind of animal characters, and of course there's a furry fan base in there, and he doesn't mind that, and I don't mind that either. But it's the story that what really got me into Dreamkeepers was the story. It's just phenomenal. It's very well written. It has some very good theming in it, theming good points. Whip is a great character in the book too, and I think I like it. I really like it. So, we have Marcus's 3 prongs. And now, I'm going to get the drill, and we're going to make some holes. And by holes, I mean we're going to be drilling screws in. We're not digging holes, we're drilling holes. Let's see now. We're going to need some large screws. And we're going to start with the middle one. So I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I'll just back up a bit. You'll be able to see, hopefully. One of these days I've got to do a live stream of building an animatronic that have a David Lilly in it. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and drill in some holes here. I think what I'm going to do is I might, let me see, what kind of screws do I have here? I'm going to need some pliers. So for anyone who is new in the stream right now, I'm actually building a tail for Fanx, which is this weekend. But this is not my tail, though. This is the tail for my friend Harrison, who was in the stream earlier, but he had to leave, obviously, for, you know, a few reasons. He had to be picked up and all that stuff. But let's see. What do we got here? We got some screws. Let's see what screws we got. And I think that there was this guy on my channel who wanted to know more about my inner workings of my animatronics, and I think his name was Atomic Rust, and I need to get into on that, but right now I think this is kind of a placeholder for you right now, because this is just me building animatronics in general, or just building the structure for it. Because building animatronics is fun. So this is what I'm going to do. Funny story, actually. When we were, when Harrison and I were streaming with David Lilly, he was actually, David Lilly was, or while we were talking to him, he was drawing while we were talking to him, and we kept losing connection with him. On our end, it kept losing connection. You know, I mean, they live up in Michigan and stuff. I don't know what Wi-Fi. I mean, I'm sure they had good Wi-Fi. It was our Wi-Fi that really sucked. So we had to do that. Or every once in a while, we'd have a moment where, yeah, we'd have a moment where we would cut out. Apparently that stream's not on his channel anymore, so, or his Twitch, sorry. All my streams are on my channel, and it's really convenient because I always save my streams. I actually remember when I was watching Brown Table stream. If you guys know what Brown Table is, it's actually a guy who, I think he made a fan film called Return to Zootopia, and it's a pretty good fan film, if you ask me. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to get 3 holes drilled in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make each hole, let's see, I'm going to make each hole, or for each hole there will be a tail attached. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the holes, because these drill holes are not big enough, or it's not they're big enough, it's just that the wire mesh in general is, the gaps are too big for the wire mesh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create 3 holes for this, and in each hole I'm going to have another marking, or another piece of wood here. Then I'm going to, one sec. I'm just going to put this over it. I don't think that'll work. Ugh. Yeah, that's not working. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Let's see if this works. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some holes here. Let's see. I'm actually going to start from the other side now, or the side that doesn't have holes in it. So I'm going to use this. Oh, isn't that lovely? I just drilled through that for nothing. Okay, let's attach these properly now.
senpai.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, this is a lot harder than it looks. Ugh, come on. Ugh, all right, here we go. All right, well, that kind of worked. Yes, so. All right, this is working. This is working. That's awesome. All right. Any Dreamkeeper fans on the stream right now? Just curious. Fans of Dreamkeepers at all? I don't know. If you're not a fan, that's fine. This is not a Dreamkeeper fan only live stream. Anybody can watch this. If they want to learn how to build stuff or see someone build something, then this is the stream for them. How is everybody today? I know a lot of us are recovering from going back to school. I know I am. All right. Almost done here. Just need a. I'm actually gonna try using a bigger screw this time. With this one. I feel fine, not even well enough to use an S. What's an S? Well, that's great, you guys are doing fine. I got a bunch of projects going, including the trailer that I posted on my channel recently. That is actually a trailer that, that's a project that I'm doing. It's a short film. I think for those of you who have been here before. Bronson, give me your Facebook. I'm sorry, I don't have a Facebook. Well, how come you want to know my Facebook? You know, it feels a little bit strange. I guess you're just curious. But, if you are interested, I have a DeviantArt and a Twitter, I believe. Oh, if you're interested in that, then... All right. Should get one of those some points. It looks like a streaming project like this. Get one at get what at one point. My Twitter is called Galactistar Animation, just on Twitter. So, here are the 3 prongs. Hooray! So, all that's left to do now is to cover them with tape. Facebook. I do not have... Oh, a Facebook, yeah. I don't know about getting a Facebook. I tried getting an Instagram at one point. I didn't really like it. I don't really use it anymore. Yeah. Not everybody uses Facebook. I agree, dear dog. Let's see here. So what I'm going to be doing now is wrapping tape around this. So hopefully I'll be able to answer you guys' comments or questions. Oh, dang it. I just missed one. Google Streaming is gimmicky. Yes, I have used Google Streaming before, and I hate it. I really do not like Google Streaming. Well, thank you for the following. Average 2254501, I believe. Thank you. Now, I did post a comment or a post on the Dreamkeeper's Twitter telling everybody that I was doing a live stream on building animatronic tails. Das meh. Das meh. I don't know what that means, sorry. Okay. Wow, 5 likes. Oh, and for animatronic enthusiasts who are finding this video, just know that, yes, these are animatronic tails, but no, it's not the kind that you would expect where you have a fishing wire or something and you pull on it and it makes the tail curve. This tail is actually going to be a very simple tail, a very up and down movement. So, just giving you a heads up there. I wanted to build an animatronic of my dog Ronan. Yes, I remember you were talking to me about that other day, Doctor. I actually gave you some tips on how to do it for cheap, because I do not build animatronics for cheap. Like they're costly. So you gotta be ready to pour some money in. I'm going to go a little bit faster now because I don't have a lot of time for this stream. So I got to get up early tomorrow. It's a school day, so yep. So I'm going to give these a double layer, but I'm just going to do the one layer for now. Okay, so that's one. So now let's get started on the next one. And I really like how these are pretty strong. Like they're not too weak and flimsy. They're pretty strong for being wire mesh. I mean, yeah, a lot of wire mesh can be pretty strong. Seven people are watching right now. That's a record. The tops is like 4 or 5. That is awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Also, if you guys notice, I have this shirt right now, and it's of Mason Whip, and I actually bought this on the Dreamkeeper's website. And if you want some cool merch like that, I suggest you go to dreamkeeperscomic.com, go into the store. They also got some great other stuff like t-shirts and phone cases, and you can also buy the hardcover versions of the novels, or you can read it online for free. Go ahead and read. What I also think is pretty awesome about David is he animates too. He does a lot of animation actually, but he doesn't have that much time. I mean, animation takes a long time, I'll admit. Yeah, I'll let him know you said hi, Toffee, but he's not here at the moment. He went home. I'm actually doing this at my place right now. Come on. Tape's being a little bit feisty right now because it's pretty close. The tape's pretty close between the prong points. Just wait a little bit and it will ease up just a tiny bit. So if you guys are wondering what the heck I am doing, why am I wrapping masking tape around this? Well, it's because usually, actually Whip, his insides are just full of masking tape, believe it or not, and mesh. I wrap masking tape around the mesh to keep the mesh in place and to also make sure when I paint over it that it has a surface to paint on. So like I said earlier, I'm going to be giving this a double layer, but tonight I don't have time to do a double layer, so I'm going to just do one layer for each prong and then work a little bit on my animatronic tail. Yes, for those who have not seen it, I will show you my animatronic tail. I have a couple of animatronics to showcase here on Galactistar Animation, where the awesome happens. And that is true. The awesome does happen here. So I suggest you subscribe because we have some great content coming. We are a very fun channel. If anybody's interested. I am back, Mr. Tail. Hey, Harrison, he's on the stream. Harrison, what do you think? Looking good? I'm gonna take it as yes. This is actually, yeah, I've said before that this tail is for Harrison, who is coming to Fanx with me. Or he actually was going to Fanx at first, just as, so what had happened was that he told me that he was going to go with Marcus from the Wayward Astronomer. And Marcus is the character in the Wayward Astronomer. I'm not going to tell what character he is. But but he's a character, and I decided that maybe it would be cool if I go as Hal from the Wayward Astronomer. Now Hal is actually the main character. So I thought, yeah, it'd be awesome if I went as Hal. So that's what we're going to be doing this weekend. Oh, man. Okay, so that's two. I just need one more. Once I get the double layering on here, it should look a lot better. Ouch, come on. I hate how these little plex, they're little points or something, and I gotta bend down so they don't pierce the tape. Should have done that earlier, but I guess they don't have time now. Let's hope I can get this done in like 15 minutes or something. Yeah, I know. It's getting boring. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna have to spice things up here. All right. If anybody wants, they can go ahead and let's see. What can we do to make this spice up a little bit? So, if anybody's interested, I actually got casted in a couple of YouTube series. One of them I think some of you know because I did a recording video of me doing the recordings for it. It's a movie called Interstellar Ranger Comments is the movie name, and it's about a girl who wants to become this space ranger or something in another galaxy, and you know there's a lot of struggling going on along the way, and I play one of her close friends, and my character's name is Richie, and you know he was a fun character. I had to get some sketches or some design, or he gave me a simple design of what he looks like, and I went ahead and I just went ahead and kind of did my own voice really, but then kind of added some more emphasis in there, or a little bit more in there in the voice in general, just to make it sound a lot better, because I wanted my voice to sound good. I mean, it's an anime too, so. But that doesn't come out until like 2021. So, I know you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit longer, sadly. Ugh. Let's see. Any new comments I have to answer? I'll go ahead and do my best to answer them. I want 2020. And why is that, Dare Dog? Is there something coming in 2020? It looks like you're going for cable control merch. Cable control merch? Oh, I have merch. If you guys are interested, I do have merch. But it's of my characters merch. I need to get some more designs up there. But I also need to introduce my characters more. I just feel like it's going to be a great year. Yeah, 2020. Sounds like it's going to be a great year. It's the turn of the decade, you know? I still remember when it became 2010, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, it's 2010 now. It's no longer 00, it's 01 now. And then, ever since then, I didn't really think much about it, and then next thing you know, it's 2020, about right around the corner. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see here. I barely remember the end of 2010. All I remember from 2010 was I was in California and Despicable Me was the new thing. It just came out, and then there's a bunch of other things going on at the same year. I think I remember that. It was also the same year Killer Bean came out. If anybody remembers or knows what Killer Bean is, it's one of my favorite movies now. It's just a great film. You got it was made by one guy, which is amazing. His name was Jeff Liu. He was actually an animator for like Transformers and The Matrix Reloaded, and I thought it was I thought it was just an awesome movie. I mean, some of the animation could be improved. I've never seen it. Well, you should see it. It's free on his channel. All you gotta do is look up Killer Bean, and I think it's called Killer Bean in 4K. The 4K version is the version you gotta watch. What do you think? Pretty cool? All right. Now let me see if I can let me attach this. So this is what it looks like now. So it'll have this, it's a pretty long tail. So now I'm going to go ahead and look for a hinge. So I'm going through my box of misfortune. A very long boy. Yes, it is a long boy. Yeah, Harrison, so hopefully you like it long, because it's long. That's how long it is, as long as my arm. Oh my gosh. Okay, where are the hinges? I need to get another hinge on here. If I can't find a hinge, I think what I'll do is I'll just get a bolt or something on there instead. Excuse me for a sec. I'm gonna go ahead and look for a hinge or something. Let me see if I can find one. There. Oh wait, maybe here. So yeah, I think Harrison, I don't know if we can actually put, well, let's see. I mean, I only have one hinge that I found so far. If I can find another hinge, then yeah, I think we can make it work, but so far I'm not finding any hinges. Did you hear any of that, Harrison? No, I can't find any more hinges. Unless I can bolt it directly to the servo, but I don't know if that would work very well because of how heavy. Well, it's not heavy. It's just I just don't want the giving a hard time on the servo. I'd rather give it a, I don't know, give it something, some kind of power or something. Or let me see. Okay, I got some servo hinges there, but they're not attached, or they're attached to another animatronic. Alright, so I'm going to put his tail aside. The section is pretty much finished. I just need to find a way to attach this. So once this is attached, then it will have a curvature like this. Yes, it works around. Works pretty well. Looks like a. Actually, it looks something like it's out of a. It's like Freddy Krueger hands. Oh my goodness, I'm pretty proud of these. They look pretty good. I just need to give it a double layer. That's all. So now I'm going to start working on my tail. And this is what my tail looks like. I actually got the eyes on there. They're temporary. They're temporary eyes, and this tape is also temporary. So I'm gonna wrap this around with the masking tape, so we could always get another hinge and fix it after Fanx. Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, we got Halloween coming, so that's something that might be considerable. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping masking tape around this baby. In the Wayward Astronomer, the tail does not have a name. It doesn't. Not at all. But the girl in the Wayward Astronomer, her name was Sasha, gave him a name. And guess who he calls her? Or guess who he calls him? Mr. Tail. What a sweet and basic name for a tail. Mr. Tail. There's actually a part in the book. It doesn't spoil anything big, but there's just a small little part where Sasha tries to feed the tail a bander, and a bander is like a fish in the dream world. He tries to feed him a bander, but the tail is not accepting it, of course. I name him George. We should call him George. That'd be a cool name. But the thing is, the tail can't eat anything. The tail is actually just a part of Hal, so it makes sense that he doesn't, he does not really eat anything. It's not even well, it's alive in a way. I mean, it just kind of moves around. It just kind of looks around and just does whatever. I even named fishing bait. Fishing bait. Are you saying that should be the tail's name, or you name fishing bait? Like, you name worms that you put on your bait. Come on. So yeah, the masking tape is definitely stronger than the other tape I had on. This was just some other tape that I found from around the house that I just kind of decided to use a little bit of. But this tape works. The masking tape works very well. Cheers to you, Harrison. You got the masking tape. This is perfect. And for those of you who weren't here earlier, I actually have... Harrison left this mask here, and this is actually articulated. So this is actually Marcus's face. He's going to be wearing at Fanx. Hello there. And it's really cool. So actually these characters were created by a guy named Jeffrey Thomas, and he wrote this whole book. Wrote the whole book, The Wayward Astronomer. It took him about 4 years to write, and it actually won best anthropomorphic book, and won the best book in the Ursa Major Award. And that's really cool. I think it got announced in like Australia that it won. At first, when I read The Wayward Astronomer, I was like, man, that's so weird that you have a tail that has a face on it, a head and everything. It's just like it's another creature or something. But then I meet Jeffrey Thomas, and he tells me it's just a part of him. It's just a tail. It's not even a creature or anything. Or it's alive, but it's alive in Hal's. And Hal's soul is making him live. So definitely something to remember. This guy is not his own independent self. He is living off of... We still need to put it in the eyes. Which eyes? I'm going to paint the eyes on there. I'm not going to build an animatronic in there, Harrison. I know that in the past, like with Whip's eyes move independently, but not for Mr. Tail, because I don't have enough time. I don't have enough... Yeah. My friend actually used to think the tail was a bad word? How is the word tail a bad word? Like, What if you need to call something a rabbit tail or a monkey tail or bad word for tail? I mean, yeah, I used to think some words were bad words too, so I'm not the only. It's not the only one. But yes, there are some bad words out there that I try to avoid, or actually I avoid altogether. I don't swear at all. That's something you might find interesting about me is I don't swear. Well, I don't know about you guys and stuff, but it doesn't really matter to me anymore. I mean, I used to really take offense to swearing. I still do occasionally, but not that much anymore. Oh my goodness. Let's try all this. So I'm almost done here. I don't like to swear. Yeah, me neither. Thanks for the likes, by the way. Video has 6 likes now in one stream. That's awesome. Some people would be like, I don't know. I know there are a lot of YouTubers out there who make streams and they get tons and tons of likes, but I'm not that level yet. I need to come up with some new, fresh content and some great animations and some great stuff. I'm already showing you some great stuff right now. A lot of friends swear though. I used to go to a school where a lot of the people swore all the time, but now I go to American Heritage. It's a great school. Same. Yes, Harrison does go to American Heritage with me. We go together. We're actually in the same class, and yeah, I'm gonna finish up this tale and call it a night. It's already been an hour and 2 minutes into this. But once I get this all taped up, I'll show you how this tale works. And maybe one of these days I can get David Lilly in one of my live streams. Some of them even broke phones. Breaking phones. Jeez. You know how much money it takes to build a phone? I know breaking something is very easy, but building something like I am doing right now is pretty hard. It takes a lot of dedication. I guarantee you a lot of furries are going to come up to me at Fanx and they're going to be like, whoa, look at that tail. They're going to think it's a snake. I guarantee people are going to think it's like some kind of snake. I'm going to be like, no, it's a tail. I'm a character from a book called The Wayward Astronomer. And it's a great book. You should read it. It's written by an aerospace engineer named Jeffrey Thomas. And yes, that's actually his occupation right now. He's an aerospace engineer, which is awesome. So almost done here. Hello, snakes. Hello, E. Kidman. Yes. So E. Kidman used to be a kid that used to go to, or I think he still does go to Timpanogos. I went to Timpanogos for a little bit, and that's actually where I built Whip. And Whip actually got a T-Wolf TV moment at one point, and that was cool. I thought that was really nice of them to do that. A lot of people thought Whip was really creepy though. I honestly love Whip. He's amazing. All animatronics in some way are going to be creepy. Either they're creepy as in they're haunted, or like Five Nights at Freddy's, or they're creepy as in it's uncanny valley. It's creepy that they're so realistic. Or it's creepy that they're animatronics of something else. I think Whip is cute. Aw, thank you. He's cute in the graphic novel too, if you've read it. That's actually his origin. That's where he's from. He's from the graphic novel. And the new short film I'm making is actually about Whip. Or won't tell you too much about it, but it has Whip in it, and it's got some themes in there that are pretty good. almost done here. It's done. All right. I also love your characters. Oh, thank you. Okay. So that's just me moving it around manually. This is what the tail looks like, but if you want to look closer, on the back of the tail, this is actually where my back is going to go, so it's going to be right over my butt. So yeah, right over my butt. And what I'm going to do is, so right here, there's an SSC, or sorry, not an SSC, this is like a Lobot 32 servo controller. And what it is, or what it does, is that it actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna tighten this real quick. Okay. So what this does is that it sends a series of programs that I put from the computer, so this is actually USB, into a battery pack, where the battery pack gives it power, and through these servos, there are 2 servos in the animatronic. And so, here's a demonstration of the animatronic itself. 5 people are watching, here we go. So it's moving slowly like that because I don't want it whipping around. Not a joke for whip. This is actually very slow movements, so people, or it doesn't really bump into people. I really want it to, yeah. I just wanted to be slow and pretty curious. You just kind of just looking around and then playing again. So I actually just have a button on here, on this tail, that when I press the button, it just kind of does this loop. And this loop I actually programmed using a computer. Hey, buddy. Oh my gosh, that's the amazing thing about animatronics. They're, animatronics is like everything in the universe put together because you're creating an artificial life form. Quote from Aaron Fechter. So yeah, this is Mr. Tail from the Wayward Astronomer. And I really hope you guys like the stream. For those of you who are here, hey Bronson, how was the summer? Hey Kidman, look what I built. If you're wondering what I've been doing over the summer, well, actually, I have not been doing this over the summer. I hope to see Aaron next summer. That would be cool. So hold on a second. Let me just bring up the camera real quick. Now that I'm not working on the floor anymore. Okay. So, okay. So, yeah, that was everything that I really did here in this live stream. So, yeah, Eric, yeah. So Eric, this is the tail that I'm working on for Fanx, and I was just demonstrating it, so I'm sure you saw him. I'm just going to run him again. But this is a portable tail, so he can actually move without a power source, or he does have a power source. Oh my gosh. I don't know why. I know a lot of people are going to see this and are going to be like, oh, it's just a bunch of moving servos and some rods, but I like to see it as a creature, like an actual creature, you know. That's the beauty in animatronics, because yeah, animatronics can be pretty creepy, they can be pretty cool, they can be very realistic for adventure. But yeah, so that's what I just built in we covered him up tonight, and we worked on Marcus's tail, which was this guy here. And these characters are both from a book called The Wayward Astronomer, if you guys want to read it. Yeah, if you guys want to read The Wayward Astronomer, you can order it on eBay, I believe. Or next time Jeffrey Thomas comes to Fanx or FurCon or whatever he goes to, you can buy one of his books there and meet him in person, which I did. And it's really fascinating, you know. I've read the book and I love it very much. It's got some great story. It's got an extremely great story to it. He actually did a live stream about that with David, I think. David actually illustrated all the interest, or sorry, he illustrated all the books or pictures in the book. So yeah, so this is Mr. Tail. I'm gonna call him Mr. Tail because Sasha calls him Mr. Tail in the Wayward Astronomer, but you know, he's a really cool character. I love this very much. I cannot wait until he's finished. In fact, sorry, that's Whip's tail fur. This is actually the fur, or the feathers that go in his head. This is actually Whip's material, aka George. You can call him George. I'm gonna call him Mr. Tail. So, ta-da! So that when it's on there all the way, it will look like this. So he'll have little fur on there. Oh my goodness, he looks like a mad scientist now. But that's actually what the character looks like. So he'll have this on there. Then of course you got the mask that Harrison made for Marcus. This is actually a raptor mask. Yes, it does belong to him. What he did though was he took this brown raptor mask from another cosplay. He painted it white and red, and now he's Marcus, and it's really cool. So, but I have to actually also work on the eyes for him. Yeah, he does look like Albert Einstein. I do have to put the other eyes, or I put the eye material in him, so on his eyes when he's ready to go on this. So he'll be able to see. Because right now, if I were to wear the mask, I can't really move the mouth that well, because it's not my size. But on Harrison, it works like a charm, and it really looks awesome when Harrison's wearing it. So hopefully I can get this done by Fanx. I really hope I can. I mean, I actually built this section of tail in a few hours. I can build these things pretty quickly. I mean, it's just, all you gotta do is just get some screws and anybody can do it if you have a construction background. You just have to know how to build and stuff. You also need to know how to sketch. Speaking of which, I'd like to, just before I go, I'd like to show you my sketches that I've done for my animatronics. So of course there's Whip. These were the early stages of him. So this is when I was designing the arms and the eyes. The eyes were actually going to be originally hinged on there. I mean, they are in a way, but they're not. That was a terrible design right there. Look at that. Oh, there's some nightmare fuel for you. Never finished that. There's some other designs I did. So there's the eyelids in general. Some other designs and sketches. Some ear sketches and movements. That's when I was making the tail. The tail is actually a toy snake being pulled by a fishing line, believe it or not. And here is Vincent. And Vincent is another animatronic, and who's that? Let's go see. Da, 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 da. I don't think you guys have seen this yet. I have not really said anything about my channel, that much. But this is Vincent. Vincent is actually Nama and Lilith's Ryoniko from Dreamkeepers. And what I've done is I have literally built an animatronic. Hold on a sec, I'm almost done here. I've literally built an animatronic that is literally Vincent. So of course he has his up and down movement. He can move his head up and down. He can move his body forward and backwards. He can move his head left and right. He also can open his eyes, but I don't want to open them right now because it takes a while to get them closed unless you have have it on. There's his mouth. And then of course, just like Whip, he has some tail movement. He was going to go to Fanx though, with Jeffrey, but Jeffrey's not going to the Salt Lake City Fanx, so we decided to bring the Wayward Astronomer to Fanx by going as characters from the Wayward Astronomer. So, isn't that awesome? So that is Vincent, and one of these days I'm going to post a video about Vincent. I think the next time I do a live stream, I'm going to build Vincent, or put on the fur and the mesh for Vincent. But here's the rest of the sketches I've done. So this is all for Vincent. These are the designs. So when you're building an animatronic, you need to design them. You need to make sure that you see there's the base movement there. The St. Louis Comic-Con. Never been there, but it sounds fun. So there's Mr. Tail. I did those recently, and here are the designs I did for Marcus's tail. So it looks really cool. And I think, I think getting this done so far, and getting this, getting all this put together, and having you guys get to see what it takes to build one of these animatronics, from scratch. Well, not really from scratch. I mean, yeah, I kind of did build this from scratch in one stream, and of course we put the fur on him. So I'm so glad you guys got to see, or you guys got to watch this live stream. And if you were here the entire live stream, I very much appreciate it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a poll on my channel and actually ask you guys if I should do a, there was this guy, there was Atomic Rust, who wanted to know if I could do an in-depth review of how all my animatronics work. And I think I won't do that in a live stream, but I'll do that in another video. But what I'm going to be doing this weekend is I'm going to be showing you guys the video of us cosplaying and seeing the finished tails. I cannot wait for you guys to see them. They're going to be awesome, and I can't wait for, I can't wait to post that video. And thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around for this entire live stream. Please be sure to subscribe, and I'm actually doing something right now. If you subscribe, then I will subscribe to you and I'll follow your videos. It depends because I get a lot of subscribers. But oh, it's okay, Dare Dog. It's okay. You always follow my live streams. A huge shout out to Dare Dog. She is one of my biggest followers, and I really love that. And I follow her, and I do lots of things to her with her to help her out with drawing and animatronics. I'm actually gonna help her out with building her own animatronics. She's actually gonna plan on making her own animatronics. So I cannot wait to see that, Dare Dog. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching Galactic Star Animation, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Have a good night.